Dad, Mom, I love Chai. I know you're worried, but you don't see what I see. He's not the person those rumors make him out to be. Tae has been nothing but good to me, and I trust him with my life. Not all rumors are true. Tae have never harmed anyone. It's just that he never tried to socialize, but chose to be alone in his own way. And I think that's not a bad thing. Those stupid peoples gave him a wrong tag without even trying to know him. You can't just judge him based on their false accusations. I will not accept that, Jungkook said, his voice firm and unwavering. Jungkook's mother looked at him with concern. But, Jungkook, what if you're wrong? What if? No, I'm not wrong. Jungkook cut in, his tone fierce. I know Tae better than anyone else. I see the way he looks at me, the way he cares for me, even when no one else is watching. He's not perfect, but neither am I. No one is. But he loves me, and I love him. That's all that matters. Jungkook's father sighed, leaning back in his chair, still unsure. It's not that we don't trust you, son. We just want to make sure you're making the right decision. Jungkook's eyes softened as he looked at his parents. I am making the right decision. I know this might be hard for you to accept, but Tae isn't just some passing phase in my life. He's the person I want to spend my future with, and I'm asking you to trust me on this. Tae's chest tightened at Jungkook's words. He had always known how fiercely Jungkook loved him, but hearing him stand up to his own parents with such conviction stirred something deep within Tae. He felt a surge of gratitude and love for Jungkook that he couldn't even put into words. For a long moment, the room was silent, the tension thick in the air. Jungkook's parents exchanged glances, clearly torn between their protectiveness and their love for their son. Finally, Jungkook's mother let out a sigh, her expression softening. If this is really what you want, Jungkook, then we'll support you. Jungkook's father nodded reluctantly. We may not fully understand it, but if time makes you happy, then we'll give our blessing. Relief washed over Jungkook, and he squeezed Tae's hand, his smile radiant. Tae let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding, his heart swelling with emotion. Thank you, Jungkook said softly, his voice filled with gratitude. Tae stood, bowing his head respectfully to Jungkook's parents. Thank you. I promise I won't let you, or Jungkook, down. Jungkook's mother smiled, though there was still a hint of concern in her eyes. Just take care of each other. That's all we ask. As they left the house, Tae couldn't help but feel an immense sense of relief. It hadn't been easy, and his anger had nearly gotten the better of him, but for Jungkook, he would do anything. Outside, Jungkook turned to Tae with a bright smile. I told you it would be okay. Tae smiled back, pulling Jungkook into his arms. I couldn't have done it without you. Jungkook laughed softly, pressing a kiss to Tae's lips. We're in this together, remember? Tae nodded, his heart full as he held Jungkook close. Together, they had overcome the first major hurdle, and now, with their love stronger than ever, they were ready to take on whatever came next, together. After the meeting with Jungkook's parents, things seemed to fall into place. Tae couldn't believe how lucky he was to have Jungkook by his side, and more than anything, he wanted to give him the future he deserved. With both families' blessings, the wedding preparations began. Tae's parents, who had always adored Jungkook for his innocence and pure heart, were more than thrilled to welcome him officially into their family. Even Mr. Kim, Tae's father, who had once been tough on Tae about his past reckless decisions, seemed more at ease seeing how much Jungkook had changed him for the better. The wedding was set to take place at a beautiful venue by the sea, where the horizon stretched endlessly, just like the future Tae and Jungkook imagined for themselves. It was going to be a small, intimate ceremony, just close friends and family, exactly the way they both wanted it. As the day of the wedding approached, Tae found himself nervous, but it was a different kind of nervousness than he had ever felt before. It wasn't the fear of commitment or the weight of expectations. It was the overwhelming realization that he was about to spend the rest of his life with the person he loved more than anything. The day of the wedding arrived with clear skies and a soft breeze carrying the scent of the ocean. Jungkook looked breathtaking as he walked down the aisle, dressed in a white suit that contrasted beautifully with Tae's black one. Tae's heart raced as he watched Jungkook approach, his eyes sparkling with excitement and love. Jungkook's parents sat in the front row, holding hands, their faces full of pride and joy. Tae's parents sat beside them, smiling warmly at their son and his soon-to-be husband. Everything felt perfect. As they stood before each other, their hands intertwined, the officiant began the ceremony. The words were simple, but they carried so much meaning for both of them. When it came time for the vows, Tae's voice trembled with emotion. Jungkook, from the moment I met you, I knew my life would never be the same. You've seen me at my worst and helped me become the best version of myself. You taught me what it means to love and be loved, and for that, I am forever grateful. I promise to stand by you, to cherish you, and to love you for the rest of my life. You are my heart, my home, and my everything. Tae said, looking deep into Jungkook's sparkling big eyes. Tears glistened in Jungkook's eyes as he smiled up at Tae, squeezing his hand a little tighter. When it was his turn to speak, Jungkook's voice was soft but steady, filled with all the love he had for Tae. Tae, you've always been the person I looked up to, even before I realized I was in love with you. You've been my strength, my comfort, and my greatest joy. I don't want you to change because I love you exactly the way you are. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, building a future full of love and happiness. I promise to always support you, to be by your side through everything, and to love you with all of my heart. As they exchanged rings, Tae felt like his chest might burst from the sheer intensity of his emotions. The moment Jungkook slid the ring onto his finger, Tae knew that this was everything he had ever dreamed of. You may kiss your husband, the officiant said, and Tae wasted no time, pulling Jungkook close and kissing him softly but deeply, pouring all of his love into that one kiss. The guests cheered, clapping and celebrating the union of two souls that had found their perfect match in each other. As they walked back down the aisle as newlyweds, hand in hand, Jungkook leaned into Tae, his voice filled with laughter and joy. We did it. Tae grinned, his heart light and full. Yes, we did. And this is only the beginning. The reception that followed was a blur of laughter, dancing, and happiness. I couldn't remember the last time he had felt so free, so completely content. Jungkook was by his side the entire time, their fingers never letting go, as if they were afraid that if they did, the magic of the day would somehow disappear. Their first dance as husbands was slow and sweet, and as they swayed together under the twinkling lights, Tae whispered into Jungkook's ear, "I'm so lucky to have you." Jungkook smiled up at him, his eyes full of love. "No, I'm the lucky one." The night continued with heartfelt toasts, including one from Mr. Kim, who said, "Tae, I've watched you grow from a reckless boy into a man I can be proud of, and I know Jungkook is the reason for that. Jungkook, welcome to the family. I couldn't be happier for the two of you." Tae couldn't stop the tears that welled up in his eyes at his father's words. It was the final piece of validation he didn't know he needed, and it filled him with an overwhelming sense of peace. As the night wore on and the stars began to glitter in the sky, Tae and Jungkook found a quiet moment alone by the sea, the sound of waves crashing softly in the distance. Jungkook leaned against Tae's chest, and they sat in silence for a while, just soaking in the tranquility of the moment. "I can't believe we're really married," Jungkook whispered, his voice full of wonder. Tae kissed the top of his head, his heart swelling with love. "It feels like a dream, but it's real. You're mine, and I'm yours." Jungkook smiled, closing his eyes as he snuggled closer. "Always." In that moment, with the moonlight casting a soft glow over them and the ocean stretching out before them, I knew that no matter what challenges life threw their way, they would face it together. Their love was strong, and it had already overcome so much. Now, as husbands, they were ready to build their future, hand in hand. And with Jungkook by his side, I knew that future would be filled with nothing but happiness, love, and the kind of joy that lasts forever. The end. Thanks for watching, puffballs. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to never miss any updates.